Have you noticed how there is always something to worry about now? A new recession warning, a market crash prediction, a health scare, a geopolitical tension, an algorithm update that will change everything. It does not matter where you live, in a crowded apartment in Mumbai, a suburb in Texas, a flat in London, or a studio in Tokyo. The background noise is the same. A low, constant hum of uncertainty. You wake up, and before your feet touch the ground, your phone delivers a reminder that something somewhere is collapsing. Prices are rising. Jobs are disappearing. Technology is replacing people. Another crisis is forming. And yet, the world has always had problems. So why does this feel different? Why does it feel like we are not just living through crises, but inside a permanent crisis? Tonight we are going to talk about something uncomfortable: the permanent crisis economy. A system that quietly depends on you staying in a state of mild, controlled panic. Just enough fear to keep you consuming, upgrading, refreshing, and scrolling. Because panic is profitable, and calm people do not buy as much. As Aldous Huxley warned, the surest way to work up a crusade in favor of some good cause is to promise people they will have a chance of maltreating someone. Fear does not just mobilize mobs, it mobilizes markets. When people feel threatened, they look for protection. When they look for protection, someone is ready to sell it. The modern economy does not only sell products, it sells relief from anxiety that it helped amplify. The business model of mild panic. The system does not need you terrified. That would paralyze you. It needs you slightly uneasy. Just enough to feel behind. Just enough to feel unprepared. Just enough to feel that something is about to go wrong. Look at the pattern. When there is economic stability, headlines predict the next crash. When markets dip, experts warn of catastrophe. When things recover, analysts whisper that it is temporary. The message is consistent. This is not safe. And when you feel unsafe, you do what humans have always done. You seek control. You upgrade your phone because you feel behind. You buy courses because you fear irrelevance. You hoard savings because you fear collapse. You subscribe to more platforms because you fear missing out. Fear accelerates decision-making. A calm mind evaluates. A mildly anxious mind reacts. And reaction is faster. In the permanent crisis economy, uncertainty becomes a feature, not a bug. 24-hour news cycles amplify every tremor. Social media algorithms push emotionally charged content because it keeps you engaged. Financial influencers predict doom because fear converts better than stability. If tomorrow the world suddenly felt stable, predictable, and secure, consumption would slow down because urgency would disappear. Mild panic creates urgency. Urgency creates transactions. The system does not need you broken. It needs you restless. In Fight Club, Tyler Durden says, "Advertising has us chasing cars and clothes, working jobs we hate so we can buy things we don't need." That line was about consumerism, but it applies even more today. Because now it is not just desire driving consumption. It is subtle anxiety. The fear of being outdated. The fear of being unprepared. The fear of being left behind by a world that never stops accelerating. The system is no longer shouting at you to buy. It is whispering that you might not survive if you do not. Crisis, coverage, consumption, temporary relief. New crisis. It is not random, it is rhythmic. Reclaiming psychological stability. The solution is not to disconnect from reality or pretend problems do not exist. The solution is to withdraw your nervous system from the business model. Understand this clearly. There will always be events. Markets will fluctuate. Technology will evolve. Political tensions will rise and fall. But the amplification of these events is engineered. When you notice that every headline is urgent, every notification is alarming, every influencer is predicting disaster, pause. Ask yourself one question. Is this information helping me act wisely or pushing me to react quickly? Wisdom requires distance. The permanent crisis economy collapses when enough individuals refuse to let their emotions be monetized. Calm is a form of rebellion. When you build long-term thinking, you consume differently. When you focus on skills instead of trends, you invest differently. When you measure life by internal standards instead of external panic, you move differently. You begin to see that not every alarm is a fire, and not every dip is a disaster. How to exit the panic loop? First, control your information diet. You do not need real-time updates about every fluctuation in global markets or every speculative headline. Limit exposure to scheduled, intentional windows of information consumption, not endless streams. Second, delay financial decisions when emotions are high. If a piece of content makes you feel urgency, scarcity, or fear of missing out, wait 48 hours before acting. The panic will fade, clarity will rise. Third, build buffers, savings, skills, health, community. The more resilient you become internally and practically, the less external noise can manipulate you. Fourth, practice long-horizon thinking. Zoom out 5 years, 10 years. Most daily crises dissolve over time. The system profits from your short-term fear. You benefit from long-term patience. Finally, observe your own behavior honestly. Do you shop more when stressed? Do you scroll more when uncertain? Do you consume more urgent content when anxious? Awareness weakens manipulation. When you stop feeding the cycle with impulsive reactions, you regain sovereignty over your choices. The permanent crisis economy survives on mild panic. It needs your nervous system activated, needs your attention fragmented. It needs your sense of stability shaken. But when you cultivate steadiness, when you choose deliberate action over reactive consumption, something powerful happens. You become economically slower, but strategically stronger. And the most radical act in an age of engineered urgency is this: to remain calm